Wait, how did I get here? Well, if that intro wasn't creepy and lore heavy in any sense, I think the title of the video easily describes what we're doing today. Infinite Craft is a sandbox game that you can play on your internet browser for absolutely free. This game was developed by a person named Neil.Fun, who's actually known for making other browser games on his website, Neil.Fun, which includes such popular classics like Rocks, Paper, and... Oh, come on, there's no Scissors game? Plebs, we gotta petition Neil to make a Scissors game to complete the whole trilogy. Anyways, Infinite Craft is a sweet, short, simple, and addicting game. The game starts you off with a big open canvas, and you can combine a few items at your disposal that you have infinite of. You start off with a few elements being water, fire, wind, and earth. Combining these items will give you more new items to use, in which combining those other items will give you newer new items to use, and then combining those newer new items to use will give you newer new... I'm pretty sure that if the possibilities of this game aren't endless, trying to get every single key word, phrase, term, and all that stuff would take you, not even joking, eons to accomplish. Apparently this game uses sorts of AI to give you answers to when you combine certain keywords together to the point where they can even get mashed up to new terms that you could be the first person to ever discover. For some reason, this game was actually trending just because of its addicting factor alone. I didn't think I'd be much of a fan, but 5 minutes, then turned to 10, then turned to 30, and it was to a point where I was like, how much material can I get from a game that legitimately had little to no graphic design? However, that's kind of the magic of the game. It's all about the humorous stuff that you'll discover or seeing how far you'll go to get a specific term that you really want. Personally, I could only go so far with the wacky terms. I mean, there were even some things that I had to cut out of the video because I guarantee you it would make me look like an awful person. And that's not a joke, by the way. So I guess the question here is, how far am I willing to go to make the most weird words, letters, and combination of things that'll make me probably look insane? Well, you'll just have to find out for yourself. Infinite Craft. Drag elements to craft. Alright, well that's cool. Seems pretty short and sweet, to be honest. So we have water and then fire, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna make obsidian? No, it makes steam. So we have earth now, but when we add earth steam, we have mud. Oh, they get added, so what if can we add two muds together? We get clay. Actually, how many fires can we add? Volcano. Lava. Another volcano. Okay, we add volcano, lava, we get a whole eruption. Now, what if we add an eruption to an eruption? It goes back to volcano. And then we cover earth in lava. You get a stone. And the emoji doesn't even exist for that one. Let's add some stuff with some wind, because we haven't really utilized that. 2 winds, that makes a tornado. Add another wind, that makes another tornado. Add another wind, that makes a tornado. Then add clay, it makes pottery. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's add 2 tornadoes together. It gets a hurricane. Let's mix wind and water. We get a wave. It's pretty good. I like to wave at them. Add another wave. We get a tsunami. That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, we really haven't experimented with stone, so let's just add a bunch of these together. We get that to get a boulder. Add a boulder to a boulder. We get a mountain. Get a mountain. Then we just get a rock. Some coldness to it. Like, well, okay, we get a lake somehow. Can this turn to like an ocean? Yes, it does turn to an ocean. And this goes into the whole sea. And then this becomes back into an ocean. This is good progress. This is like progress the game. I don't know how exactly. Oh, we got a fish. Let's add a couple fish together. We get a shark. We then get another shark. We then get a whale. Put the shark on the whale. We get a megalodon. If we steam the megalodon, we get a steamship, and then we get a steam engine, and then a train, and then a locomotive. Now we put the train on a mountain range. We got a tunnel. We throw 2 tunnels together. We get a cave. What if we put stone back into the cave? We get an altar? Well, how does that make sense? Okay, put the altar right there. We get a whole temple. Then this makes a pyramid. Then we add the pyramids together. It gets a sphinx. And then add that. We're back to pyramids. Okay. Then we just got the entirety of Egypt on our hand. What? Okay, let's throw a bunch of random keywords that we could probably throw together and get something interesting. When did we get a megalo train? I didn't even see that. Add steam to the pottery. We get a teapot. Put on the ship deck. We get a tea party. Oh, that's cute. That's awesome. Just destroy everything with the rock. Clay, lava, we got a meteor. Are we gonna get like an asteroid? No, a meteorite, because it's not really working. Then the mountain. We get the moon. We have the sun and the moon. And we get an eclipse. We just got a werewolf. Oh, that's good. A werewolf in Egypt gives us Anubis. We're getting animals over here. Excuse me. Let's try and merge some of these things. Oh, fish and a werewolf. We get a werefish. Fish and Anubis. Catfish. Shark and Anubis. Sharknado? What? We got a cat shark, and then now we have we get a werecat. What does it work at? Once you get a bunch of letters opening here, you can just spread them out, and then you can just randomly place them, and hopefully, maybe it'll give you something to work with. Let's do a bunch of things. You add that, you get a werewolf. Okay, add a werewolf to a hurricane, great. Still gets a werewolf, add a train to the tea party. We get a megalo tea, add water to train. We get a megalo boat. That gives us volcano, mountain range. Still, we get Yellowstone, the entirety of Yellowstone. We get a Yeti. Water, and add that to Yeti. Do we get ice? No, we get the abominable snowman. Back to Yeti. Add some wind, we get a snowman. And then I want to see if I can make ice. I want to see if I can make ice. We get a puddle. Add water. It's now a pond. And we get a frog. But now, what if we throw in a fish in there? It's still a pond. But we tea party. We get the Mad Hatter. What? If we throw in tsunami, Yellowstone, we get a super volcano. Earth gets hit with the a megalo boat. What do we get? We get a whole island. Add that with a tsunami. We get a tidal wave. Let's add an island with a volcano. We get Hawaii. And then let's add a tidal wave to it. So we get surfing. Super volcano with that. We're back at surfing, but with Megalo T, it adds Megalo T surfing. First discovery? Is this the first time I ever discovered? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. I made a first discovery of Megalo T surfing. Oh, how much more can I mess this up? Are they automatically adding? They're automatically adding to each other. Like, I don't even need to press anything. They're just adding to each other just because they can, for some reason. Wait, how do we just get Congress? And we also got a mummy? Put all of Congress into the sun. We get sunburn. Ooh. Actually, what if we combine Hawaii with sunburn? Wouldn't this just make sense? We got aloha. We add a Sharknado to the Yeti. We got a Sharktopus. What? But with a Sharktopus-nado. We have 12 random items over here, but over to the left, we have a bunch of mud, and we're gonna see if we can attack all these things with mud and see if anything changes. Add mud to the whale, we get Moby Dick. We get seaweed with mud, we get mudweed. But with the island, we get the swamp. Sharktopus Mountain, we get Mudtopus. Oil, mud with a submarine, we get more mud somehow. Add mud to the mummy, we get a zombie. Mud to the Sharktopus, we get swamp again. And lastly, mud to Anubis gives us another mummy. There's a mummy and a zombie, we get a Tutankhamun. Combine clay with swamp, we get a golem. Add that with gasoline, we get a whole robot. Mudtopus with a robot. We add ourselves the Robotopus. Now, I also have a bunch of random Earth things put here just to see how Earth will be affected. So we put a snowman on Earth. We get snow. We get something that's cold. Water, snow. We finally get ice. Oh, that's so cool. Robot onto the Earth. We get a golem somehow. Golem onto the Earth. We get a mountain. How? Zombie onto the Earth. We get a plant. The Earth gets sunburned, and we get a desert. So we have new things like a plant in the desert. What if we just put Mad Hatter on the Earth? What happens? We get Alice. Perfect. Throw in a few Alices. 2 Alices makes an Alice, but 3 Alices makes an Alice. Make Alice say aloha, and apparently gets a Lilo. Alice in the swamp, you get Wonderland. Now let's put Alice in the desert. We get a Mirage, but we put a plant in the Mirage, we get a cactus. Give some water to the cactus, we get a prickly pear. Now throw some mud on the prickly pear, and it goes back to being a cactus, but then throw a rock at it. Goes back to stone. Put that on a mountain, it's a rock. I don't know how much more longer I could play this, because you kind of get the general gist of it. Like, oh, throw a train in the tunnel, guess what? It crashes. What if we crash both? A temple and an altar. We got a sacrifice in a tomb!
Let's sacrifice a bunch of things.
All the elements, water, fire, earth, wind, and Alice. So if we sacrificed water, we would get wine. If we sacrifice fire, we get the phoenix. Oh yeah, because, you know, rise from the ashes. Wind, sacrifice that, you get the kite. Sacrifice Alice, you get the Cheshire Cat. Wine to a zombie, what do you get? You get drunk, fan-plebintastic. Now throw it to the submarine. Actually, no. Crash it. We get the Titanic! Oh, they deserve one. We get the iceberg itself. Let's get a drunk date going. A sex. There's the funny word. Now do it while you're drunk, you get pregnant. Great, but if you do it, you get a baby. Now if you combine 2 pregnants, you get twins. What happens if you get those twins? You get quadruplets. What happens if you combine those quadruplets? You got octuplets. What happens if you combine those octuplets? You got more octuplets, I guess, because they can't count that far, I guess. Cause the baby to get drunk, and I'm a terrible person, but you get a hangover. A hangover after a date? What does that start? It starts a breakup. What if they date again? It's heartbreak. Date it once more time. You get time? What? I'm gonna make something depressing. We get heartbreak, and then we get drunk. What do we get? Country music. Combine that with time? What do you have? Old country music. What if we add something new, like a robot? We get, it's loading. Johnny Cash. Keep getting them drunk. It's fine. Just keep going. Broken heart. Just keep on going. Pain. No. Don't worry. Drink whiskey. You'll feel better. Hangover. Add a bunch of pain. You get suffering. Then you get, oh my, this is awful. This is awful. Suffering with that. We get life. Suffering. And then there's death. Wait, death and broken heart. Revenge. Revenge against the pain, you get justice. What if we add love to the divorce? We get hate. And if we add more hate, we just get war. Add more hate, we get the enemy. You are my enemy. Child fight. Bully. Bully go to hell. Demon. This is way more entertaining than I could have ever thought it was. We find the most evil pleb, give him some love. They turn to an angel. Now, if an angel and demon become one, it's human. So it's the middle ground. Demon with Johnny Cash. What do we get? Ring of Fire. This just turned really lewd real fast. What if we turn hate into Horg? What? Do we get a wargasm? Org war. We got octuplets with it. Octogas. It goes back to Alice. Always goes back to Alice. What about Org war with Alice? Alice in Wonderland. Experience with a orgasm. What do you get? Alice, this is the first discovery of Alice in orgasm.
I can't do this anymore. I can't.
This game is just too, like, just from me playing for about 30 minutes, look at the amount of things I have. Like, look at the amount of things I managed to unlock just because of just playing for 30 minutes. And the only two great things I have to show for it is Megalo T surfing and Alice in Orgasm.